Thank you for tuning in to the 2025 World Crokinole Championship Doubles Division. We are in the round of 12, Pool B, and this is Game 4 between the current leaders of the pool, Brandyn Osborne and Darin Van Gammeren. They are up against 4th place in the pool currently, Langill and Josh Carrafiello, just 2 points behind the leaders. Since this is Game 4 with only one more match after this could be a critical round to decide who moves on to play in the finals. Carrafiello to open up. Osborne and Van Gammeren with the hammer. Quick courtesy fist bump before we really get rolling here. Van Gammeren draining that open 20. Those of you unfamiliar, Langill and Carrafiello won the 2024 Ontario Doubles Crokinole Championship. And sitting at the board with him is a debuting team with some accolades under their belt. Brandyn Osborne, just last week, placed 2nd at the UK Crokinole Championship. Darin Van Gammeren placed top 4 in the Windsor Crokinole Championship. And yeah, they're at the top of the pool at the World Championships right now, so certainly not a shabby team. A lot of buttons on the board right now. Osborne and Van Gammeren with a slight advantage as they have hammer, soon to have 2 buttons on the board. Could be a bit of a precarious situation, though, if Van Gammeren isn't able to interfere with that black button in the center. Langill will be left with a nice backboard 22 convert on his next shot. Gets the takeout. No interference there. I don't think he was going for it, just the way that was lined up. Langill doesn't get it, though, passing a backboard opportunity on to Osborne. See if he's able to convert once he moves. And he is not. Back to Carrafiello now. It's going to be a little bit of an awkward angle. And he gets it. Nice shot. Now up in the cup. And just like that, the tables have turned unless Van Gammeren can convert. Oh! And he doesn't. Langill now with another backboard opportunity, and this would put them in a big lead in this first round. He gets it. Pressure now on Osborne and Van Gammeren. Osborne going long. And Carrafiello with a choice to make here. Not sure if he sees a double. Could be a little risky with all the posts in the way. Gets one, moves the other. And doing a good job not giving Van Gammeren a clean angle to get to the center. That's probably the game that Langill and Carrafiello are going to try to play now. They're up 220s now. They don't need any more. They are more than happy to play to the outside. Langill here with the additional bonus that if he can keep Osborne from getting in with a shot like that, Carrafiello will be left with another backboard. Osborne to try to interfere. He blocks the middle laneway, but that's only a slight obstacle. Carrafiello to go up the left side to convert this 20. Nice shot. Josh Carrafiello also most recently won the 2025 Ontario Singles Crokinole Championship and is the current leader in the National Crokinole Association scoreboard. The only way he can increase his score in the NCAA standings is to win either the doubles or the singles division at Worlds. So a lot of pressure here to be that top team to move on to the finals. Nice getting one off and rolling back to the outside. And up 320s for them, so really shots inconsequential at this point. Langill and Carrafiello will be taking the first 2 points of this game. Final shot for Osborne, probably go for a 20 just for the show. Almost gets it too. Wouldn't have much mattered, but would have been a nice highlight. Nonetheless, Langill Carrafiello taking the first 2 points of this game. Van Gammeren to shoot first in the second round of this match. For those of you just tuning in, how the round robin works is each game is 4 rounds, not the typical races to 7 or 9 that we typically do in our videos. Nice shot from Osborne, the angle in. Carrafiello lipping out there. Osborne and Van Gammeren up at 20 right now, but they are playing against the hammer, so they do need to be cautious. Nice roll away by Van Gammeren. No way he's coming off the post there either. Langill doing a good job sticking between the posts. Osborne has a choice here. He could cut between the posts to get that red clean off, or he could come from the outside, which it looks like is what he's doing, to try to keep play on the outside. The only downside to this is now Carrafiello has the opportunity to get 2 red on the board, which could be enough to cancel out that 120 discrepancy. Yeah, there, he gets in 2. That's 30 points total on the board for Carrafiello and Langill. We'll see what Van Gammeren's going for here. Oh! He loses his own, and Langill can really make that hurt with an open 20, which he does. Just like that, the tables have turned again. Carrafiello and Langill. Hammer, 2 buttons on the board, tied in the cup. Strong advantage just halfway through the shots. Osborne touching there, but not getting an offer in 20. Leaving Carrafiello with a tricky shot here, though. Looks like he's suggesting a unique angle. Go off his own, and oh, wow! Almost got the 20 with it. Just a little bit too strong on that. Van Gammeren now to shoot. A little bit of pressure. Might be going for a follow-through. Oh, doesn't get it. Langill taking his time here. They do have the lead, but now with 2 black buttons on the board, it's getting crowded in there, and that's where a lot of mistakes are made. Langill gets the off and almost gets a 20 as well. Osborne, good push attempt. Unfortunately, as often is the case, a good attempt is a great setup for your opponents. Carrafiello doesn't convert, though. Up to Van Gammeren now. Pointing out that angle in from the outside to leave that red button for Osborne as backboard. Only issue with that is Langill's more than likely to interfere with that, which is why Van Gammeren's going to opt to go for that. Gets the off, rolling to the outside, though. Oh, bump of the table. Not much affected in terms of the buttons, though. Langill rolling out. Yeah, all Osborne has to work with. I guess he's going for that far one. He doesn't want to sacrifice his own button, especially at this stage in the game with only a few shots left. All the points they can get on the board are critical. Van Gammeren to angle in. Oh, man! I didn't think the angle in was there, but he got in, caught a post too strong, and came back out. There's not much Osborne can do here. Even with an angle in 20, he's most likely trashing his own disc to do that. Yeah, all Carrafiello needs here is to either take out the 10 and stay in the 10, or to take out the 5 and roll up into the 10. Either way, Langill and Carrafiello more than likely to win this round. We'll see the result. Yeah, and that does it. They win it by a nickel, taking another 2 points. 4-0 for Langill and Carrafiello. This keeps up. This could be the momentum they need. But Langill missing on his first shot. Osborne with a nice roll away between the posts. Carrafiello able to push in a little bit and nicely up against a post. Van Gammeren doesn't get the off on the upside, not setting Langill up for any 20 opportunities. Oh, Langill not getting the off there. Nice 20 from Carrafiello. Now Van Gammeren is the head of the Buffalo Crokinole Club, and Brandyn Osborne, the head of the Queen City Crokinole Club. If you want to learn more about either of those groups, or just to support these fantastic guys, you can check out their Facebook pages. Links are in the description below. And speaking of fantastic guys, also fantastic at Crokinole, nice conversion from Osborne, near angle in from Carrafiello. And Langill and Carrafiello from the St. Jacobs Crokinole Club also have that tagged below. Nice! Angle in! Langill, wow, putting the pressure on. Now Osborne and Van Gammeren working with the hammer right now. Play on the outside. Tied in the cup. This is a very good position for them right now. Saw Langill. I think he picked up the wrong color of button there, which could have been costly. Trying to hide on Osborne here. Not quite, and not really an angle in there for Carrafiello. See what Van Gammeren's able to do. Yeah, beauty job. Just keep him play away. Langill is depending on Carrafiello to make something happen with his final shot. It's critical that Osborne leave him nothing, and that's nice. There might be a sliver of a chance to get in, but that 20 is so tough. Gets in, but all Van Gammeren needs now is to demote that red button, stay in a higher point region. Can he do it? He gets the 24 pizzazz. And Osborne and Van Gammeren are now on the board. We see that nice twirl from Carrafiello, but just a few backboard opportunities that Osborne and Van Gammeren were able to capitalize on. That being said, Langill and Carrafiello with shots like that, keeping the pressure on. So we go into the fourth and final round of Game 4. Osborne with a 20. Langill to have the hammer of this round. Getting a good 20s race now. Did I jinx it? I didn't jinx it. The curse is broken. Oh, never mind. I jinxed my unjinxing. Langill goes long. Osborne with a nice angle in. Up 220s in the cup. Carrafiello coming up short this time. Could be an awkward 20 for Van Gammeren, but it looks like he's going for it. Gets it. Wow. Up 320s. What an explosive start for the representatives from the Buffalo and Queen City Crokinole Club. Osborne think he was going for a touch 20 there, unable to convert. Carrafiello with a nice 20 of his own. Doesn't get the off. Still, play at least to stay in the center. Van Gammeren with a decent roll away. Landell's got two options. He could play to that one in the center, but it looks like that closer one for the angle in has caught his eye. Getting in, but a little too close to the center. Osborne can make that hurt if he can convert a 20 here. Looks like he's going for a slight follow-through, and he gets it. Nice shot from Osborne. Wow! What a follow-through. Gets the fist bump of approval from Osborne there. Van Gammeren going long. Langill with another nice touch 20. Quickly closing the distance in the 20 cup. Back to a 20s race now. Osborne and Van Gammeren still up at 20, but they need to make sure not to miss. Oh no! Langill unable to convert though. Down to the final 4 shots. Osborne should get away. He needs to get away. They're on fire right now. Oh, he tried to, but caught a post. Little too close. Carrafiello knows. Looks like they're close on time. He gets the 20. And there goes the buzzer. That is a tie round. And this game bringing the score 5-3 in favor of Langill and Carrafiello. Coming out with 2 extra points than Osborne and Van Gammeren from this round. What a firefight. Now with that 5-3 score, that puts both these teams at 19 points in the round robin going into Game 5. Their Slaters in their Game 4 got 8 points off their opponents, putting them at 24. That doesn't put these two teams out of the running. Matter of fact, that means it all comes down to Game 5. Since both these teams are well up in the 20s over the Slaters, if they can get at least 5 points, if not more, assuming the Slaters don't get any points in their final game, might still be able to move on to the finals. So stay tuned as we'll be watching all 3 of these final matches to see who moves on to the finals from the B pool to fight for the World Crokinole Championship title. Thank you for tuning in. If you enjoyed this content, make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe to join the Crokinole universe. My name is Garrett, and as always, make it a great day.